Hey Esther, it's Ruth. It is Saturday, sometime in October, less than 20 days before the election. I'm going to try to do this video in one take like you because I have a headache and I don't really want to spend 5 hours editing it. So first, this video comes to you in 3 parts, I guess. First part is I loved your video yesterday, your surprise video, and I just wanted to say that I too am so excited to vote for Hillary Clinton. I feel like honored that the first president I got to vote for was the first African American president, and the second president I'm going to vote for will be the first woman president. Yeah. But you already talked a lot about that yesterday, so I'm going to not talk about that today. Part 2 is I had a couple of interviews this past week, so that's just kind of the update in my life. I have some things to think about, kind of where I'm gonna take my life in this next step, but I don't really want to talk about that in detail either. So part 3 is what I'm really going to talk about, which is eyebrows. And it's something I've been thinking about for a while. As you know, my natural eyebrows are super dense and super bushy and messy and much bigger than this. And that was a big source of unhappiness for me as a child growing up. I got teased for my bushy eyebrows and I felt self-conscious about them, and it sucked. I finally, in high school, started getting my eyebrows waxed. After I went off to college, I didn't get them waxed anymore, but I kept tweezing them myself. And I got them to a place where I feel pretty good about my eyebrows. I still trim them every month or so, and I pluck whenever I notice extra hairs growing in underneath. So it's become something I don't think about as much, but it's also something that I actively maintain to meet a certain, what I have in my mind as a certain standard of beauty or just personal hygiene. I think a lot of times beauty stuff for me isn't about beauty per se, it's just about looking like I'm taking care of myself, which is another weird thing. But nowadays, those pencil-thin eyebrows are not in anymore, and it's these big, bold, full eyebrows that are in. And it just makes me so mad. I also kind of laugh because it just highlights the stupidity of all of these beauty norms. People talk about how, if you look at those Renaissance paintings, all the naked ladies in those paintings are round and full, and they have these big bellies, and even older than that, the engravings of women show that they would actually stuff their bellies with a pillow or something to make it look like they were pregnant, because that was the ideal at the time. And nowadays, we're all going to the gym or whatever, trying to get our bellies nice and flat, even though that's totally unrealistic. But it's just as unrealistic as stuffing your belly to make yourself look pregnant when you're not. So it's all crazy. It's not like we were less crazy in the past. But to see it happen within my lifetime, to see the standard change so dramatically from these tiny, thin eyebrows to big, bold, beautiful, to the point where I actually now sometimes use an eyebrow pencil to fill in my eyebrows. And it's if somebody had told me that when I was in middle school, A, I wouldn't have believed them, and B, I wouldn't have believed them because it's so ingrained in especially young people that this will be eternal and this is how you're supposed to look. So, as usual, I don't really have a conclusion to all of this except to say we shouldn't worry so much about how we look. And I like my eyebrows as they are, which is kind of a combination of the old style and the new, I guess. And I'm going to try to keep applying that attitude to other things about myself that I feel aren't the way they should be. Because nothing's the way it should be. We just have to be the way that we are and use what we have to make the world a better place. All right. I love you, Esther. I'll see you next time.